Hi everyone, and welcome back to Pepple's Potager. So today I'll be putting some of my tomato plants in pots here today. The ones I'll be planting are the 4th of July tomatoes, which I plant every year on the patio here. And I'll be using the Miracle Grow potting mix this year, and it's called Performance Organics. And it's an all-purpose container mix that you can use for patio pots or whatever other containers that you can grow them in. The Miracle Grow potting mix has enough organic matter in it that it will last almost all season long. So it's the first time I've tried this, and last year I tried Eco Scraps and that worked very well, but because this is a new product, I decided I wanted to go ahead and try it out here. And so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull the tomato plant out of the pot here. Alright, so as you can see, I pulled the tomato plant out of the 6-inch pot it was in, and I placed it all the way at the bottom of the pot, and you can see this plant is actually already pretty tall, and I'm actually going to bury this tomato plant all the way to the top of the pot. So with the plant being this tall already, that means we're going to get a very good root system on this. The root system is going to span the entire patio pot. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put a little bit of potting soil in the bottom around it, and then I'm going to put some fertilizer and some Epsom salts in there as well. Okay, so I went ahead and put some more potting soil in the pot there around the bottom of the plant, and now I'm just going to clip off a lot of the other stems here. And we'll pull those out. And like I said, I'm going to bury the plant in potting soil all the way up to right about here. So it's going to have a really good root system. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and put some fertilizer in the bottom here. And the potting mix itself does have enough fertilizer to keep it going for a while, but this is just to actually give it a nice jump start. Just something I like to do. You don't have to do that. And I'm also going to put some Epsom salts in the bottom. So I basically treat my patio pots just like the ones I do in my raised beds. I add all the same amendments to it, and all these methods seem to work pretty good for me. And then I'm going to mix all that up in the bottom there a little bit, just like that. And then we'll fill the rest of the pot up. I have the pot completely filled with potting soil, and now all we got to do is put a stake in there, and then we'll give it a nice dose of water and just tie it to the stake. Alright, there we go. That looks good. And then we'll tie it up here in just a minute. And there we go. I got it tied nice and good to the stake there. And then all we have to do is add some water and we'll be good to go. And I also have another larger pot here that I'm going to put some tomato plants in. I'm actually going to put 2 of them in this pot. Alright, so here is the second pot, and just like the first ones, I put them all the way down to the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim off some of these branches and put the potting soil in the bottom of the pot. And just like with the first pot, I trimmed the branches almost all the way to the top of the pot, and we're going to fill the entire pot with potting soil to allow these 2 plants to get a really healthy root system. They'll grow roots all along these stems here, all the way to the top of the pot. Then we're going to go ahead and put the fertilizer in there just like we did with the other one. And also the Epsom salts. a little bit more in there because we're going to have 2 plants in this pot. And then we're going to go ahead and mix them all up here. And now we're going to fill the pot the rest of the way and then put a stake in there. Alright, so I finished putting the potting soil in this pot as well. And we're going to go ahead and put a nice large stake in there. And I'm going to put it right down the middle there. That way I can tie both tomato plants to the same stake. And this pot is almost twice as big as the other one, so it can handle 2 decent sized tomato plants in it. And standing back, take a look. Everything looks pretty good. Alright, so there you go. I have both pots planted with tomatoes. These are all 3 4th of July tomatoes. These are one of my favorites to grow. I grow them every year. But that's how I plant them in my patio pots. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Now all I got to do is water the plants.